Hi, I'm Olivier from Activity Messenger, and in this video, we are going to learn how to streamline facility booking, like a community center. It could be a rink, a soccer field, or a gym, so that people can book their time slot that they want. But you can also manage, teams and recurring memberships on the back end. So I'm just going to start with the end result. Basically, when a client would come in and say, "I want to, rent the community center at this, in this municipality." So let's say I'm a client here and I'm like, you know what, I want the community center here at 12 p.m. So I'm going to select that option here. I'll show you all the rules because I just made really simple rules here, but there's a lot of rules that you can create. But I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to book this, right? And then it's going to show me here. I can add a promo code, things like that. I click on checkout, and then it shows me everything that I selected, and I would go to my information. This is where you'll be able to add a contract that they're going to kind of sign off on. So I read and accept, and the different conditions you'll see here, as well as the name that you might need. And then you're going to go into next, where you'll be able to put a payment in. So I'm just going to skip the client, but this is where they would be able to put a credit card or pay offline, whichever they want to make the payment. As an admin, I can also have somebody come to the front desk and want to pay. So I can from there say they're coming in and they're paying me by check. So I'm going to take a pay now because they paid me. And there we have it. Confirmation is out. The invoice was sent to the client and the community center is rented. Now, if I go back to my community center options here in the availabilities, you can see that based on the rules that I had, some options have disappeared, right? It's really important because we have different rules that will make options disappear based on, like I said, like you set up your rules. So let's go now on the back end. What happens here is if I do a refresh, I now have on my bookings, I now have the different kind of bookings that came in. So we saw that on the 25th here. I have a facility rental that has been paid for the community center, and there the payment was made by check. So you will have a nice calendar of all the rentals that are coming in. Again, this example is very simple, but I have a community center here, and then I have a chess group that's renting the location as well, right? If you do classes, you'll see all your classes as well, so you can run after school programs and things like that here. But it's all going to make sure it's one big calendar with your different facilities. Now, that's how the client's going to book, but you might have some teams that are coming in and you want to do the booking manually. So if I click on booking here, I can then say, let's say soccer 1, 2, 3, and they need to get the community center, but they're going to have a recurrence, right? So they take it every Wednesday and Thursdays. They take it, at 1 p.m. on Wednesdays and at 11 on Thursdays, and for 10 weeks, right? So I can create this type of recurrence, click on add. It's going to filter and make sure that it doesn't find any kind of times that are not, that somebody has already rented it. And then I'm going to click on create. And then that's going to go in and add all the times week after week. But it's also going to remove it from the facility booking here, right? So if I'm taking it classes here, well then, some options are not available because you booked them internally for a longer type of rental. And on the back end, you have full control of what those packages look like. So you can add a name, category, calendar views. You can book, have limited time. You can stop selling. So let's say, you have something you don't want to sell 30 minutes before because you need somebody to open up the location. So I can say actually a day before you got to, then you can't sell it anymore. You can allow clients to cancel as well and say you're allowed to cancel, but 3 days before. If not, you don't get your refund. We're going to add bookings. So what are the resources, the community centers, the fields that we're booking? What's the duration like? Can they choose the rental? Let's say you had multiple soccer fields and things like that. And then the pricing and schedule. So I can have a pricing here from this time to this time. It's $150, but I could say, from April to June, July 3rd and 23rd. But let's just say during the vacations, if I go to July, I can then say actually from this date to this date, we're going to say it's not as busy, so we're going to put the price down to 75, right? That's going to automatically keep your schedule out there with the correct price. You can add add-ons, very simply. So let's say you want to add on, for soccer nets, and maybe it's $10, and then you can add that information here, so they can add that to the rental. And how do you want people to pay? So you can have credit card payments or offline payments. And the client form is basically a contract, right? So it's a contract that you'll create, and you can easily modify your different booking forms to look. where is it here? So my booking form here, it's a contract, right? So I'm able to kind of add in the information that I want the person to fill out as they're booking their facility. Also have a wait list. So if ever something is booked, you can have some people on the wait list that will be notified if there is a cancellation. So it's a very, very, very quick overview. There's a lot more details I can go into it, but if you'd want to learn more, you can visit activitymessenger.com. Thanks.